People keep arguing about religions, ideologies, movements, who's good, who's evil, who's right, who's wrong. But they miss the real story. It was never the book, never the scripture, never the symbol, never the everyday believer just trying to live a good life. The danger has always been the architects, the ones who understand how belief works and how easily humans can be shaped by a story. Because throughout history, there have been people who see the world differently, not spiritually, strategically. They understand the machinery behind myth. If you control the story, you control the people who believe it. Look at the scribes. They weren't just historians, they were editors of reality. They chose what was written, what was erased, which gods mattered, which tribes were chosen, which enemies became evil, which truths became law. Once something is written, it becomes canon, and canon becomes culture, and culture becomes identity. They knew that. Then look at the founders behind religions. Not the mystics like Christ, not the enlightened ones, but the organisers, the codifiers, the empire builders. Christ was a mystic, Paul was a strategist, Muhammad was a prophet, the caliphs were administrators, different intentions, same mechanism. They understood how to bind millions of people into a single narrative. A chosen people, a righteous struggle, a holy mission, a path to salvation, and an identity bigger than the individual. Because once people believe the story, you don't need chains, the story will govern them. And then the dictators, Hitler, Stalin, Mao, different ideologies, same architecture, create the myth, create the enemy, create the identity, create the chosen struggle, create the salvation, and create the obedience. The same mechanism used by religions, empires, movements, nations. The same psychological blueprint, because humans are myth-driven creatures. We need meaning, belonging, purpose. We need a map of who we are, who we aren't, and what we're fighting for. And the people who understand that can move millions like pieces on a board. So when someone says, why do religions cause wars, or why did the Nazis rise, or why do movements turn into fanatics, it's not scripture, it's not the ideology, it's not the people, it's the architects, those who understood the machinery of belief and weaponized it. This is why we speak, this is why we wake people up, this is why we refuse to bow to any story but our own, because the only way to break the spell is to recognise the hands that wrote it.